Pepper says, are you ready to declutter another section of this hoarded basement? I know I am. It is that time of the week again. It is time to declutter another section of this hoarded basement. And we recently just completed going through all of the craft bins. Now, I really wanted to focus on this play area, but my oldest son is in Chicago with his cousin and aunt and uncle, and Tyler is at swim practice. So we will definitely be working on this summer while they are home from school. And there's always an area in the basement that we can clean out. And since we found the craft bins over in this section, I thought, well, why don't we start right here, because it's very narrow to walk through this area. So this little section going up, this is where we're going to focus on today. And while we'll declutter, Peppy will scratch on her favorite 2x4 piece of wood.
So when I get started, when there's a section that I said, yep, I'm going to start decluttering in here, I look for the easiest thing for me to let go of. And of course, this is going to be this box right here. Now, hubby had put this box down here for me, and there's a couple other things that I know he put down here because they were in the way upstairs and I did not have the time to go through stuff. So this was actually some donations to the women's shelter, but they were opened, and the shelter, understandably so, stopped taking any items that were opened, even though they were nearly filled. And I just did not have the time to put it back on my Facebook Townsgiving page. So I'm going to put that on my Facebook Townsgiving page now, with the discretion that this was originally for the women's shelter. They stopped taking open items. This is an open item, but it's under a year and it's up to them if they would like to pick it up or not. And I have a good feeling that someone's going to pick it up. Now, as we continue to declutter, I just want to share a quick story with you guys. Over the weekend when I was at the pool, there was somebody there that I hadn't seen since last year. She asked how I was doing. She knew that I was cleaning out my basement and that I did struggle with hoarding disorder. And she made a comment when I said that I was cleaning out the basement this summer. She said, "Oh, you still didn't clean out that basement? How much stuff is really in there? You're not done? It's been about a year now." And I'm not gonna lie, that comment stung. But I also have to realize that she is someone who still doesn't really understand hoarding disorder, and that she's coming from a mindset, a headspace, and past experiences, life experiences, that she can very easily let go of an item because she's not emotionally attached to the item. So she still does not understand it, which, instead of me getting my feelings hurt, it's just another way of me expressing that, yeah, it's going to take this long. It's a mental disorder. And that it's almost equivalent to asking someone who is struggling with depression, who has had it their whole life, and you see them working on themselves and taking the steps for self-care and trying to be in a space being more happy, and you come to them and say, "Oh, you're not happy yet? You're still depressed? Haven't you been working on this for the past year?" Trust and believe, someone with depression would want more than anything in the world to just be happy. But sometimes when you're wired a little differently, it's not that easy. And we have to take little extra steps to try and find where we have better days. It's the same with hoarding disorder. I have good days. I'm getting rid of more and more over the years, but I'll always have hoarding disorder. I will always have that impulse need that I still have to hold on to this a little longer. But I do feel good letting this go.
So I hope I helped you all understand hoarding disorder a little better. Now over here, I'm seeing a lot of the kids' younger artwork and schoolwork. And for me, I am very emotionally triggered by this. So I'm funneling it all down here. This is where I have all the kids' schoolwork from when they were younger. The reason why I'm being triggered is because presently I am struggling that Tyler just finished elementary school and I have no more babies in the younger years. So I will be doing all the schoolwork just like we did all of the craft bins too. Now we do have some random things over in this corner, like the hangers that we can recycle. Empty packages that can be recycled as well, and pieces of paper just lying around that can be taken to the recyclable too. And surprise, surprise, there is a small bin of crafts. Of course, this is where all the crafts were, so of course I was going to miss a couple little bins here and there. But since we already have labeled and organized bins, all I have to do is put it into its category. But at the bottom, we did have some old envelopes and pieces of paper that could definitely be a tossy-tossy. And underneath of that is also more craft supplies, but honestly, it's more like Pinewood Derby supplies. Now, Brandon was in Cub Scouts for a very long time, and every year he would make Pinewood Derby cars, and I do have them saved for him. So all of this we don't need, and I can actually take this bin and look at it and give all of this away to maybe help another little boy who's in Cub Scouts make a really fast car for his Pinewood Derby too. And behind that is an old Amazon bag. That's an easy tossy. And speaking of old, this is a very old Tupperware. I mean, look at the label with Bradley's. Like, we're talking 90s here. And honestly, yeah, we can totally let this go. And there's also a random pink #1 balloon. So, yeah, we can put that on the Facebook Townsgiving page too. And over here is some more kids' schoolwork. So for now, I'm going to put it with all the other school stuff so that I can do one video, look at all the schoolwork, keep what's my favorite, discard what I don't like, and just keep it contained in one bin. Now, this bin right here is clearly labeled taxes, so we know it's in there, but this black bin, I'm not quite sure what's in there. And after opening it, I realized that it is hubby's because it's computer supplies. And yes, Hubby indeed needs to have his own video series too, going through computer stuff and his clothes. But for now, we'll just slap a label on it because hubby is very camera shy. And if we move to the bins behind that, we have a white little tub that contains, oh my gosh, Halloween candy? I don't even know how it got down here, why it's down here. But I know that all of this is a tossy. Now, I don't buy my kids candy anymore. The only time candy comes into the house is Halloween, Easter, and Christmas. And normally that's by other people. But I can definitely say that all of this is a tossy. Now, in this bin labeled Good House Decor, I do want to keep it. And the reason why is because I want to be able to use this. I've been getting a lot of inspiration this summer about different rooms that I'd like to redo and remodel for the upcoming fall season. I've been writing a lot of ideas out. So I don't want to let go of anything just yet, but what I really want to do is find the lid to this tub. I tried looking behind the other bins, but I didn't see it other than some more tossies that we can add to our pile. This wrapping paper is over 10 years old and has seen much better days, so I definitely feel good letting that go. And oh, Pepper, please don't worry, she didn't eat the buggy. And in this very old rainbow IKEA box, I found some more craft supplies. And you know what? As I look and go through all of the stuff in here, I also feel good letting all of this go too, because I know how much stuff I already have in craft supplies. So we are going to let all of this go as well. And in this tub is more luau theme party items. This is not a part of the 5th grade party that I threw at our community pool. This is more for personal things. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to condense all of the luau party supplies in this slightly bigger tub that we had emptied out from videos before. For me, it's very important, the luau party supplies, because what it represents to me is that when we first moved into this house, I had hosted multiple luau themed parties because it was my favorite. The house was not hoarded at that point because we had moved from a very small apartment into a house that was triple the size. Even though that small apartment was hoarded in every room, I could still fit everything in half of the basement size. So I threw a lot of parties back then, and I loved it. And then, of course, over the years, with the kids' stuff and my stuff and not decluttering anything, the house became hoarded over the years too, which just proves that you don't need more space, you just need to learn to declutter. And since we are decluttering, I plan on celebrating with a huge luau party in the near future. And for now, I can also do fun luau theme dinner nights with my family right now. Which brings me to today's tossy pile. We're letting go of another huge pile of stuff. This is a victory, and we're going to celebrate it. Of course, a lot of this stuff is going to be given away. A lot of this stuff is going to be recycled. I try to keep my throwing into the garbage bin as minimal as possible, but things do have to go into the trash. And now me and Miss Pepper can show you the newly cleaned out space in the basement. Now, it doesn't look that much different, but it really is. Everything is contained in a bin. We got rid of a lot of stuff today. And step by step is how we heal and clean out this hoarded basement without having any type of regression. And my hope and my prayer is that this video motivated and encouraged you to clean and declutter and let go of something in your home today too.